Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Charles from the channel Books on Stereo, and I'm here to talk about my favorite author, Amanda Bouchet. Now, if you don't know anything about Amanda Bouchet, she primarily writes sci-fi and fantasy romances. She has one completed trilogy and one trilogy that is still ongoing. So let's get into those books. First we have, I believe it's called the Kingmaker trilogy. This one is basically your typical high fantasy, but the world is very interesting. That is mixed in with a bit of mythology as well. I would say Greek mythology. And we follow our main heroine. She basically gets kidnapped by our main hero to basically kind of unite this realm under one kingdom. First book is A Promise of Fire, book 2 is Breath of Fire, and the third and final book is Heart on Fire. Now for A Promise of Fire, I really love this one. You definitely have your captor romance going on in this one between our two main characters. It is a little bit of a slow burn romance. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. When I kind of talked about the series as a whole, I basically gave you the setup for the first book. Our heroine gets kidnapped by the hero because she has like these mythical powers that will be helpful in basically uniting all the kingdoms or lands. I'm not sure how you exactly call this world, but yes. Love this one, give this one 5 out of 5 stars. The characters of romance was on point. So slow burn, but it made so much sense for these two characters, and I love this one. Then we have Breath of Fire, and I give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I can't really talk too much about the plot of this one because it is book 2 in a trilogy, but I love this one as well. This is definitely more almost like Hunger Game-esque, and one of the main things that this book kind of centers around. But I really did love this one. It was a great development of the characters and of the story from book 1, and it definitely sets up a really interesting conclusion. Get to Heart on Fire, and I give this one another 4 out of 5 stars. This one was a very difficult read for some reason. Like, I felt very emotional while reading this book, and I can't tell you why because, one, spoilers. But it does involve some familial issues that really hit hard for me, and this book was just like, honestly, I enjoyed reading it, but I couldn't like binge through it. Like, I would have to like read 1 or 2 chapters and then I would have to take a break, read something else, and then come back to it, because for some reason I was just getting so emotional and so wrapped up in the story that I needed to take a step back. But oh my goodness, this is such a great conclusion to an amazing high fantasy mythology-esque romance trilogy. Now let's talk about her other trilogy. I believe this is going to be a trilogy. It is actually a sci-fi trilogy, and this is my favorite trilogy so far of hers. Like I said, it's not complete. And the first book is Night Chaser, and then the second book is Starbreaker. And I believe the third book is called Dawnbreaker, but we don't have a release date yet for that book. Now essentially in Night Chaser we follow our main heroine. She basically kind of leads like this ragtag group of space pirates essentially, and she's a wanted fugitive from like this overseeing over powerful galaxy ruler or lord or kingdom or king of the galaxy, if you want to say. And so in the beginning of our novel, her ship gets attacked by bounty hunters. They have to make a stop on this sketchy planet, and then she meets this mechanic who's willing to help her and her crew out, fix her ship. But little does she know that the guy who is helping fix her ship is actually a bounty hunter, and that bounty hunter is our main hero, and it's their romance. So I absolutely love this one. If you're kind of hesitant about diving into sci-fi romance, do not be. It's not too heavy on the sci-fi aspects. I would definitely say this one is a lot steamier than her other books. I think the chemistry between these two characters are absolutely amazing. The plot, the side characters, I just loved everything about this book so much. So I was eagerly waiting to hop into the sequel, and oh my goodness, the sequel lived up. I was a little bit worried by the way it ended. I was like, hold up, I think this is supposed to be a trilogy because this can't be the last book. If it is the last book, it is a good ending, but I also still want more from these characters. And I can't go too much in the plot of this one, but this book does take place right after the events of the first book, and I absolutely love this one. The characters, everything in this book just worked for me on such a good level, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars as well. Overall, I really do love Amanda Bouchet's work. I love her Kingmaker Chronicles, and I also love her sci-fi uncompleted trilogy. I forget the name of the whole trilogy, but I love all her books equally. If you're looking for really quality crafted fantasy sci-fi romances, Amanda Bouchet is definitely an author that you need to check out. I do not understand why more people do not hype up her books. Like if you like Sarah J Maas, or if you like From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, these books are kind of like in some ways a little bit better, from the execution to the writing to the plotting to the characters. And yeah, I just really encourage you guys to go and check out these books and let me know down in the comment section if one, you have already read these books, or two, if you're gonna pick up these books based on my review of this author's work. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys with a brand new video.